Hi, I'm Jenny Nadanichek, and this is Mike Andratio. We're at the Reynolds Mansion Bed and Breakfast. We're going to be making sushi wraps today. This is a nice meal that I like to make with my kids. It's easy, it's fun, and it's healthy. So, the first thing, we'll start with our cucumber. So I'll just chop off the ends of the cucumber. So I'll just cut it in half. I wanted to say that I got this cucumber at the farmer's market, and just to recommend that people get as many local things as they possibly can. I'm going to slice this cucumber into long strips. So I first cut it, thank you, and then just roll them over and cut them a couple more times. So that we have nice long strips to fit into our wraps. Just like that. So to prepare the wrap, I just put it on the mat and take my avocado. Just cut off the ends of the avocado and then cut it in half. And then to get out the pit, I just twist it open. Make sure my hands are out of the way and whack it with my knife. And sometimes it doesn't come out, especially when you're making a video. It should pop right out. There it goes. Okay. Just scoop out the avocado. And then Mike, if you want to demonstrate how to use your avocado thing.
Specific tool for the avocado.
So we want to take this avocado and mash it up so that it helps the wild rice to stick to the sushi wrap. And so then we just want to mash up the avocado. This is a good soft one. Sometimes if they're too hard, they're really difficult to mash. So after we mash the avocado, we take a little crushed red pepper. So I'm just going to have a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and then just a little pinch of Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt is high in minerals, much more healthy for you than your regular table salt. I'll just use my mortar and pestle to crush up the pepper and salt a little more. I'll add a 1/4 teaspoon of the crushed red pepper and sea salt to the avocado. And then I want to add some ginger. So I've got my pepper, which is hot, and then ginger, which is also, it's warming. So we want to take a pretty good chunk of ginger, about that much, and then I just want to take off a good part of the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect, once again, because all we want out of this ginger is the juice. So you can either grate it with on the smallest part of your grater, like that you would use for Parmesan cheese, or if you have a food processor, so then I just take that grated ginger and really you just squeeze it into the avocado. Squeezes the juice right out. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I have all of that combined. Now I've pre-made some wild rice. And I'm going to use this avocado to help stick the wild rice to the wrap. Mike, why don't you go ahead and put some avocado on the nori.
Okay.
Let's make a thin layer. So you just want to make a sort of a light, doesn't have to be a ton of avocado, just enough to give you some paste.
Okay.
And then to my rice, I'm going to just squeeze a little fresh lime, just for flavoring. Mix that up really well. And I want to avoid getting seeds in there, because it's never nice to bite into a seed in your sushi wrap. Then I just take that rice and put it over the avocado. Again, not a lot, because we have a lot of things to fit into these. So if you want to go ahead and put some on yours. Okay, so when we roll these up, we want to try to leave a little space at the bottom. So the side that has less on yours, you're going to put the veggies more on the opposite side of it. So I'm going to put mine just like this. And I'm going to start with my carrots, because they're the thickest vegetable. And then we'll put in a couple cucumbers. So if you see how I'm putting them like this, so that they're smaller at the bottom and then bigger at the top. Yeah, so it's a little different from your typical sushi. Yeah, there you go. Sort of like a bouquet of flowers. And I like to add a little greens to everything that I make. And mostly in this recipe, it just looks pretty. And then we'll add a little mint. Probably 2 sprigs per wrap is good. I use as much herbs from my garden as I can. I try to keep an herb garden all year long, so I always have plenty of fresh herbs. So I grow herbs in the house during the winter. So we'll add a little garlic and chives. Now I just want to cut this garlic up really fine. So I'll just cut it in half. And just cut it up, chop it up till it's pretty much minced. And I could even do this in the food processor, but it doesn't take that much time with the knife. So we'll just take a little bit of that garlic and we'll add it into the wrap. And you can just do this to taste. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then just a little bit of chives. The chives are nice in this because they have a little bit of that oniony flavor. They're in the same family as onions. So I'm just going to take this and cut it in half and just add a couple sprigs to my wrap. The alums in the onion family are very good for congestion. So we've got the garlic, we've got the chives, and now to wrap it all up. So I want to take it all the way to the edge, and I'm just going to wrap this around. And I'm really using the mat to sort of grab and pull all the vegetables into the wrap. And then I want to just kind of squeeze them down in there. So I'm going to wrap it kind of crooked so that it really wraps up. And then at the bottom it has this nice little closed end. And these are moist enough that they're sealing without even any water. But if they don't seal, then you want to just use a little water to seal them up. And then at the top, you can just fold them back so that they look nice. Okay, next we're going to make the dipping sauce for our wraps. And I'm going to start with shoyu. This is a naturally fermented soy sauce, gluten-free and wheat-free. And I just want to put, a good bit, because this is the base for our sauce. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of sesame oil, a half teaspoon of sesame oil. And a half teaspoon of mirin. Mirin is a sweetened sake.
Where do you buy all this?
Most of these things can be found at Wegmans. The shoyu I got at Nature's Pantry. It's a health food store. The sesame oil is from Wegmans. And then I just take a little bit of this pickled plum puree. And this is also a fermented product. It really is good for digestion. Traditionally, it's used in macrobiotic cooking. It's called umbashi paste. And then I just want to whisk that all together. I'm going to add a little gamashio. This is sesame seeds, seaweed, and sea salt. I'll just shake that in there. And then I'll mix it around. Okay. So you'll want to give each person their own bowl for their dipping sauce. So you'll just pour a little in each bowl. And so you just dip them in there.
Dip and go.
Yep. Pretty good.
Very good.
What do you think? So this is a really great summertime recipe. If you're wondering what to make for dinner tonight, this is a nice, cool recipe when the weather's hot. And I'd like to thank Mike Andratio at the Reynolds Mansion for helping me out today and for hosting this little dinner. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the fusion of raw foods, macrobiotics, and whole grain cooking. Join me again for more fun and healthy cooking tips.